So Scum's Wish delivered a romance story that is completely different than any romance I've seen in anime, and it's tackling it in a very different way, while also showing a lot of sexual content, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, is this a hentai or something like that? Just because there is sexual activity throughout this episode, and based on what I've heard from manga readers, it does get progressively more spicy down the road. But even if you remove all the sexual scenes, this is delivering a lot of really real feelings that these characters are experiencing, from the animation to the OST, really bringing out the characters' emotions and their thoughts damn well. But I thought the actual character interactions and how they were interacting with one another was honestly simply stunning. Seriously, this series is very, very interesting. I've seen a lot of romance anime, but this is one of the most different takes on romance I've seen, as we have our main female who is, you know, quote-unquote in love with her brother. It's not really her brother, it's just an older boy who she grew up with, and she pretty much looked up to him as an older brother, and as time went on, she grew feelings of that, not as a love for a family member, but a love as, you know, a sexual love, you know, a true love. So it's not actually her brother. I think some people are going to be like, what is this, an incest anime? They're not even related. They're not even, you know, stepbrother and sister. They're completely separate people. They have separate homes. That's what it is. She just grew up with him, so it was pretty much like her big brother, but as time grew on, she grew actual feelings for him. But this other boy, her, you know, quote-unquote brother, is actually probably has feelings for this other teacher, this female teacher that he goes to her school pretty much, and he's teaching, and he's sort of getting a connection with this other teacher. But the interesting thing is there's this other boy who has feelings for that female teacher. So pretty much both of these characters, these two high school characters, are in love with someone else, but they can't have their love because both of their crushes are pretty much in love with each other. So what they end up doing is they pretty much say, I'll give you my everything except my feelings. Let us be together so we don't have to feel lonely, so we can have someone who can hold us so we don't feel lonely, and we can pretty much pretend like you're that other person. And I thought that was a very interesting direction. I would never do something like that myself, but it was an interesting direction and just choice to bring this series together. I thought it was fascinating seeing two people who really don't want to do this, but at the same time they're so lonely and they just want to be with the true one they love, so this is the best they can get. It was fascinating. I have to say, this was fascinating how they're taking this, and if it can keep up this level of really expressing the emotions that these characters have, I think this will be one of the best anime from the season, and this is going to be adapting the full manga. This was confirmed long ago. You can look it up on Anime's News Network. This is confirmed that it is going to conclude the final chapter of this manga, as the manga is either close to ending or it is ending very soon, and Lurch has already confirmed that they are going to be adapting this entire series. So this is going to be a full adaptation, which I'm pretty happy for. But this is going to be a fun ride, I think. I mean, I can already hear people saying, it's just fan service because they pretty much, you know, were fondling each other's genitals and they were experiencing sexual pleasure, but that's part of life and how romance is. It's just a lot of romance anime, all they show is kissing, and if they do ever have sex, it always cuts away. So I was actually surprised with how much they actually showed, but I thought the way they expressed it with the animation was actually pretty damn good in terms of getting you to feel for this character. It didn't feel like it was aiming to get you hot and bothered. It was aiming to get you to feel that she didn't want to do this, but at the same time she did because she wants to be with this other guy. I thought how they handled the character interactions was honestly phenomenal. I think this is going to be one of the better series from this season. I mean, we have a lot of comedy-focused series, so it's nice to have something like this on the plate as well, just to give you a bit of variety. Like, I mean, this is a really good first episode, and like I mentioned, the visual presentation, like how they're using like postcards and pictures to frame like the different thoughts and the previous experiences they've had, I thought that was a really nice touch. But the actual character models and the backgrounds look beautiful, like 100% phenomenal. It's superb in terms of visual presentation, but the OST was really damn good. Like, I haven't really seen a series in a while that I felt like the OST really brought out the characters' emotions as well as the actual visual presentation did. Like Flip Flappers from the previous season, the OST was killer in getting the atmosphere down, but this is a series that really uses its music to get the feelings of the individual characters. I thought that was a really nice touch, and the ending song, easily my favorite ending song of this season. I love it a lot. But this was a great first episode. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's going to be interesting how the anime community reacts to this, if they're just going to bash this off as being a hentai or something like that. But I think this was a great first episode. It's a different romance series. It's the most different romance series I've seen for sure, and I've seen a lot of them, just with tackling it how with two different people being with each other just so they don't feel lonely, but ultimately agreeing that if one of them ever gets to be with the one they truly love, this, relationship will actually stop. I thought it was a great choice in terms of a story plot point. I'm sure we're going to see some twisted shit later on, but I mean, even if we don't, if it stays like this, I think it's going to be a great series overall. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, please be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, and as well subscribe if you're new to the channel. So until next time, everyone, please take care, have a good one.